Welcome back to another video within the News TV Daily. Now in this video, we take a deep dive into the Tim Norman investigation from Sweetie Pies, and we have exclusive photos of what happened with the nephew days after it passed away with Tim Norman, and he didn't seem bothered at all after that situation went down. Let's get into the news. Now, James Timothy Norman from Sweetie Pies TV show is facing some serious charges after he put a hit out on his 18-year-old nephew. His name is Andre Montgomery. Now, according to the reports, the 41-year-old son of the restaurant owner was locked up yesterday morning in his hometown of Jackson, Mississippi. This is according to a statement from the U.S. attorney. Tim Norman, who was featured on the family TV show Welcome to the Sweetie Pies, had a disagreement with his own mother over money in recent years, in which she sued him for opening restaurants under the name of Sweetie Pie brand without her permission. Now, this is according to the court records, including the investigation of the whole thing with Tim Norman. So follow me. Now, fans and people on the outside looked in and felt like Tim in this situation couldn't get any worse for him actually opening restaurants without the permission. But now the news has recently came out and he topped that. Now, according to the reports, Tim wanted his nephew gone in 2016 and actually was responsible for it. This is what the government is claiming. Now, according to the criminal complaint that was unsealed today, Tim Norman had taken out a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew Andre Montgomery in 2014, 2 years before he passed away. And of course, he was the sole beneficiary. Now, if you guys don't know what that means, it pretty much means Tim Norman gets all of that $450,000 tax-free. Now, back in 2016, Tim Norman was living in Los Angeles, and the authorities obtained cell phone records and showed the paper trail leading up to the passing of his nephew Andre Montgomery. Now, here is the twist. Tim linked up with a Memphis-based dancer by the name of Tierra Ellis, where she communicated over burner phones in St. Louis. Now, this is when the dancer Tierra Ellis started to connect with the nephew over Instagram in the DMs, telling the nephew that she will be visiting St. Louis very soon. Now, in the message it said, "I'm on my way in town," during an email on March 10th, 2016. Now, 3 days later, on March 13th, 2016, Tim Norman flew out to St. Louis and booked a room at the Chase Park Plaza Hotel. Now, on the 14th, the next day, the dancer contacted the nephew to find his location in St. Louis. Now, the cell phone records show that he texted her an address that was 3964 Natural Bridge Avenue. This is when a dancer contacted Tim Norman that same night at around 8 p.m. Now, the nephew passed away at that address around 8:02 p.m. Now, the investigators believe that Ellis was at that location. Now, their claim, backing up that says she was there, they're saying that the location data from a burner phone puts her at the house around that time. They have a witness who was the nephew's girlfriend at the time. She admitted that she spoke to the nephew in his final phone call, and she heard a woman in the background. Now, 1 minute after the nephew was shot, the dancer made a call to Norman. Now, the authorities say despite being on the scene for the nephew's passing at 8:02 p.m., the dancer did not call or alert the police or ask anyone for help, but her first call was to Tim Norman's phone at 8:03 p.m. Now, and right after that, it shows that her cell phone was leaving the location during an escape route to return to her hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. Now, the data shows that Tim Norman's phone at that time was flying back to Los Angeles and arrived early that morning, the day after the situation went down. Now, right after this is when the burner phones pretty much went black. I guess they got rid of the phones and no more data was given out from those burner phones. Now, during an article from the city of St. Louis when it went down, they gave a little bit more insight on what happened at the scene. Now, the nephew was featured on the show, and it was documented on the show his transitions from St. Louis to Texas, and they say that another man, so it's pretty much highlighting this is when all of the fans and people fell in love with the nephew. Now, they say another man actually at the scene ran upstairs to try to help the nephew. Somehow, some way, someone else was in the house, and they pretty much had a exchange of fire, and this is when the other person was hit. So not only was the Andre hit the nephew, another person was hit, and he was taken to the medical center as well. Now, when the dancer went back to Memphis, this is when the money trail started to take place. Now, at first, she deposited her first check. It was around $3,000 in her checking account. Now, keep in mind that first deposit had to make up a negative balance that she already had on the account. She then deposited another $4,000 into her savings account that she opened that same day. Now, right after that, she deposited another $1,900. Then they have cell phone records that show the dancer went to Los Angeles with her mother, in which at one point in the trip she met up with Tim Norman, according to her cell phone location data. Now, towards the end of April, Tim Norman wired the dancer an additional $7,000. Now, according to the authorities, Tim waited a week to try to collect the money from his nephew's insurance policy. He even called the bank, but when he didn't provide the documentation, he was unable to get the money, and he hasn't got the money yet. Now, this is according to the documents. Now, here is a picture of Tim Norman. Just searching on the social media, a lot of people were in the comments and they were saying, "You're unbothered about your nephew passing." Now, this is April, a month after the nephew passed away. Check out the people in the comments trying to put the pieces together like me. Now we fast forward till today. Tim Norman is officially locked up and he's being held without a bond at the Madison County in Mississippi. Both him and the dancer are currently being charged with the same charges. Now, both the St. Louis police and the feds actually had a full investigation on this case.
Okay, so on today's episode of Tim is a homebody doing, I'm about to claim. All right, that's what Tim was about to do today. I'm about to claim pool, y'all. So what I'm about to do is clean this. Gonna take this submersible pump, take all the dirty water out, and pump it out into my pond, and hopefully. All right, so that's what we're doing on today's episode of Tim is an old. Let me see. You got some wings?
Yeah, we got wings.
Okay. You got catfish?
Yeah, catfish.
Okay. So look, let me get 3 wings.
3 wings.
Okay, let me get 3 wings. All right. What kind of sauce? You got some sauce?
Yeah, we got salt. We got all kinds of sauce.
Okay, so look, I want 3 wings, extra crispy.
Okay.
No salt. No feathers.
No feathers.
Okay. I want you to take my wing and cut it in 3 pieces.
Okay.
Okay. I want let's see. Okay, I want my drum to be hot.
Okay.
I want my flats to be barbecue.
Black barbecue.
And then let me see. Let me get teriyaki on the tip.
Okay.
Teriyaki on the